What's up, gamers, and welcome back to another episode of New Game Plus. You should know how it is by now. I'm Amanda Cunningham, and with me is my trusty co host, AJ Tenari,
Aloha gamers, welcome back.
and our wonderful producer, Ryan Cunningham.
Hello, hello, everyone. Hello. I'm not trusty, I guess. Thanks, Amanda.
No, you are. Sorry. um, so this week we were changing it up a little bit. We're recently in the gaming community, or just yeah, I would say gaming community. Pokemon cards have become a lot more popular, and as you can see, there is a cute little Pikachu Pokemon card, and that was the original one.
Oh,
Look
little
at him;
round man.
he's so cute. He's so chonky. I love it. But you know, it's kind of crazy how popular they have gotten in the past few months, especially in like the streaming community. So I have yet to get my hands on a pack of cards. I did just order my first 4 packs, but I have been trying to find Pokemon cards that I can open up and look at for so long because they're so popular. They're so hard to get. But AJ, on the other hand,
Yeah, so I'm a little bit out of the game right now, but back in like early high school years, I jumped on the bandwagon and I pulled some pretty nice cards. So as we can see on the screen, we got Heracross, one of my favorite Pokemons. It's Mega Ampharos. He's a pretty cool guy from a kind of lukewarm series. But next up, we got Mega Sceptile, little green man. I love him a lot.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, he's very. I love the Japanese text they put on these.
Yeah, for sure.
Really makes a pop out. And then last week we got Umbreon.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Umbreon. Honestly, probably one of my favorite evolutions.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
in, like,
for sure.
battle, like such a tank.
Oh yeah, for sure. And his shiny is very pretty too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's crazy because the specific art of each one is what makes it popular or makes it insanely expensive.
Yeah, like
That's the thing.
like the Rainbow Charizard and one of the most recent series is just like going up so much in price, and like the streaming community has like really been digging on that, like trying to get the super rare ones just to like just have or sell. So like Pokemon cards are like a very like all-time high right now.
Yeah, and it's just kind of crazy because if you think about it, it's a child's game.
Yeah.
It's a trading card game because it's actually like a card game you play. But I feel like a lot of people now are just kind of collecting them just to have and kind of for bragging rights. That's like what I'm doing. I'm not gonna spend hundreds of dollars on this because I know a lot of people have, and I don't. My bank account is not good.
Oh yeah.
But
Neither's mine.
I don't know. It's just pretty
Hey,
cool.
Amanda?
Yeah, right.
I just want to, you're gonna spend more. It's gonna be like an addiction. I hope you know that.
Yeah, a lot of people have told me that. So,
Yeah, it is.
well, you know what? I'll pump the brakes.
Stop lying.
Okay, I'll try to stop lying. Um, but the crazy thing about Pokemon cards now, they're nearly impossible to get. As I said earlier, like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, right, AJ? Could you agree with me?
It always comes back to the PS5 and the Xbox Series
They're
X.
just great comparisons. What can I say?
I mean, just people, they want what they want, and then they don't let anyone else have it, and it makes me pretty upset. I mean, it's also really sad for like Pokemon cards, especially because the demographic that they're aimed for, like younger kids can't really get them just because people just snatch them all up.
But it's like 25-year-olds to like 35-year-olds. It's crazy. They're grown adults, so it's just crazy. But the thing that's even crazier is that people will buy booster boxes. And for those of you who don't know, a booster box is just a box with a ton of Pokemon cards in it. So instead of like just buying single individual packs, a booster box has a ton in like for one price essentially.
Yeah.
But the thing with booster boxes, especially on Amazon or eBay or sites like that, scalpers. It's just like tickets if you go to a concert. If you try to go on a website to buy them, they're overpriced. They're crazy overpriced. So I would just say if you're somebody who is trying to get into it or just for funsies, and you go on Amazon or eBay or any of those types of sites, I would just beware because it could get pretty expensive. And I would look at the reviews first because a lot of those packs are damaged or it's just not worth it because they are scalpers.
Also look for like the country of origin stuff that's like international could be bootleg, which is you don't really want to spend like all that money on something that's not real as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, but other than that, great hobby to get
Yeah.
into. I think expensive, but great hobby. I'm excited to get my packs.
Yeah, I'm a little sad to be out of the game, a little retiree, but I'm glad to see that it's
It's
having like a
okay.
nice resurgence.
You paved the way for people like me,
Yeah.
so that's all that matters. That is all that matters.
Speaking of retiree, I think you guys should probably retire about the Pokemon cards and get on with the show. We've got
Okay.
more content.
Well,
Oh.
okay, Ryan, you don't have to be like rude about it, but sure.
You know,
I
Ryan,
guess.
we were actually just rolling into the next segment, so I pumped the brakes on this. So, as we all know, games are developed. It takes a little while for them to come out, but there are a number of games that are delayed for a number of times. And what other than Cyberpunk 2077? I know we mentioned it a few times, especially last week's episode. We mentioned the patch, but the game just wasn't well received after launch, and it was such a hugely anticipated game for so long. And then it released, and it just
Fell apart.
it fell apart. And the crazy thing about this is, I don't think I'll ever get over this. It was delayed 3 times. 3 times.
Hmm.
That's crazy. So it was delayed, and then there was just nothing but glitches. Like, it's unbelievable. And you know what? We're going to show you some of these glitches because to me, I can't stop but laugh because they're just so crazy to me.
Hmm.
Have you seen any, AJ?
Sadly, I've seen too many. It's kind of sad. At the same time, it's very funny just seeing someone running across the street and disappearing into the road, or just a lot of stuff just constantly vibrating. But it's sad to like see what could have been. Hopefully, the team keeps working on it because they promised a lot and they did not deliver.
Yeah, seriously. I know one of the glitches was somebody was falling and there was a shadow and it wasn't there. And it, glitch number one.
Hmm.
And then the second one was, oh yeah, right here.
Yeah,
This is exactly
for
what I'm
your
talking about.
enjoyment at home.
Do you see this? There's no one there.
Triple A studio people. This is what they do.
And then, oh, this gets me every time. There was a vehicle patch last week's episode we mentioned. So, yeah, but man, that patch really did wonders. And then, oh, this one gets me every single time. Ready? Here we go. This guy's just chilling, and then where'd that come from?
I hate when that happens,
Man, I hate when I'm standing there and a motorcycle just comes out of nowhere and wrecks my car.
Hmm.
It's so funny to me. It's a shame, but I can't help but laugh because how do those things happen? Especially with a vehicle patch that just didn't work apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know what this. I don't know. I know there's a lot of other developmental problems like Devil's Third, Duke Nukem Forever, and No Man's Sky, right, AJ?
Yeah, there were games that essentially were in like a development kind of limbo where they kept getting delayed and no one really knew when they were going to come out. They promised a lot and they delivered very little. Much like Cyberpunk, these games were very glitchy, extremely poorly received, and just awful to look at and play. But No Man's Sky, fortunately, has been getting updates ever since it came out, and it's actually pretty good now.
Well, yeah, that's what we were saying last week. We hope that Cyberpunk can have the same.
Like the same like treatment.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I still think it's the butt of every joke so far.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need a little more work on that. But to name a few other games that have been delayed, Deathloop was announced. The original release date was in May 21st of 2021. However, the new release date now is September 14th, 2021. That's if you were excited for that game, that's a bit of a wait. So, hopefully, when it comes out, like we say, it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is also another game. This one's a little funny. It was originally supposed to be released in 2020. All right, and then it got delayed into 2021. But now, get this. Unlike the other games, there's no specific release date for it anymore. So it's just in gaming limbo, I guess.
This is not a good sign for these types of games. I mean, usually when they delay games, it's for good reason because they want to patch it so it doesn't turn out like Cyberpunk. But this looks like it's heading down that same path, and that has me very worried.
Yeah, and especially for a series like this, it's a second part. You know what I mean? It's a second game in a series, so that's hopefully nothing but good things when that finally gets a release date. When there's they finally fix everything. And then finally, the last game that I'm actually really bummed out about is Back for Blood. It was announced at the Game Awards back in December. The original release date was June 18th of 2021, but now the original date, or I'm sorry, now the new date is October 12th of 2021. Now, maybe it's either one of two things. It's either developmental problems, or they're just wanting a more Halloween-y type release, since it's, you know, it's practically Left 4 Dead's sister game. That's how I think of it, at least. It's practically the same format, same style of play, but it kind of stinks because I was so excited because I loved the Left 4 Dead first and second one. I thought they were one of the best games back when 360 was still kicking. But, you know, hearing this delay, man, from June to October, that kind of stinks.
Breaks my little heart. The Left 4 Dead is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, same.
And I was really excited to have like a new kind of successor come out to actually play with my friends, because I never had the opportunity when I was like in elementary school.
Yeah, for sure.
And now I can't.
Well, what are you gonna do, right?
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, yeah, I'll cry too. But you know what? Why don't we give the viewers what they really want?
Yeah.
Information, news in the gaming community. It's our favorite part. So, Outriders. I'm sure you've heard of it, or if you've probably seen it somewhere, because it's practically new. However, not even a full 2 weeks since Outriders has been released, there are already nerfs, which, if you don't know what nerf means, it's just making an overpowered weapon or ability weaker, in a major patch. They did fix crossplay between platforms, so now PC and console players can play together. However, despite the patch that nerfed the Trickster and Technomancer classes, it was also created to reduce the issue of inventory swipes. However, that failed to do so, and there are more reports of the issue occurring, which is not good if after a patch you do not want something as major as inventory wipes happening on your players. However, anyone who suffers an inventory wipe will have some of their loot restored in a planned mass restoration event on a date to be confirmed, though their stats may differ and only the most valuable items will be recoverable, so please keep that in mind. Square Enix has stated that this bug will remain at the top of their priority list until it is fixed, so hopefully that works out for everybody. AJ, does your grandmom game by any chance?
She is far from a gamer, Amanda. She's you know, the classic stereotypical grandma.
Okay, same. But like, yeah, the one that really doesn't know how to work her own computer?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's how Ryan and I's grandmama is. However, Shirley Curry is an 82-year-old grandmom gamer, and I love this story. I think it's so great because you don't really see this often.
Did you just throw shade at our grandma?
No, I love our grandmom. I didn't.
I'm telling on you.
No.
I'm telling on you. It's Tattletale Tuesday. Can't change my
Family drama, am I right, fellas?
Oh man. All right, continue with the show.
Okay. Oh boy. Shirley Curry started gaming after her son gave her a computer to keep her busy, and now she just can't get enough. And one of her favorite games is Skyrim, which is crazy because that type of game I have trouble playing. So I think it's really awesome that she can play it. And I think this is wonderful. Her YouTube following has since grown since she first started gaming, and now she has 959,000 subscribers on her channel, and her community refers to her as Grandma Gamer. Her YouTube channel is called Shirley Curry if you wanted to go check that out and give some support to the loving grandmother that is a gamer.
I think I might have to do that after the show.
Yeah, I think so too. Grandmoms have so much wisdom, so yeah. I think this is awesome. Maybe she can give us some gaming wisdom.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so finally, the E3 exhibition. Thankfully this year we do get an expo because of the pandemic. If you don't know what it is, it's just a showcase of upcoming games and hardware that are set to release. It is set for June 15th, 2021 in Los Angeles, California. As of right now, however, Sony will not be making an appearance again. However, that may change in about a little over 2 months that we have, right?
Yeah.
So fingers crossed for Sony fans that maybe want to see the company present. However, there will be appearances from big shots such as Nintendo, Capcom, Konami, which is best known for the Metal Gear Solid series and Silent Hill, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Bros. Games, Koch Media, and Saints Row 3 and 4, and Hunt Showdown, and a slew of other, people that are going to be showing up and presenting at this huge exhibition.
Yeah.
AJ, who are you most excited to see present? Because I know a lot of big announcements could possibly come from this.
Well, I'm always excited for Nintendo. I feel like their E3 conferences are always pretty good. Even though there's kind of like a mixed bag, there's always something that you can latch onto that you walk away excited for. Also excited that Konami is actually making an appearance because the common joke is that that Konami just stopped making games and they just make slot machines for Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they got. Hopefully it's not as bad as their most recent release, Metal Gear Survive, which is like so bad. It has like the fans in tears, up in arms. It's pretty much a shame. But yeah, very excited that E3 is actually happening at all this year because it was a big bummer that didn't happen last year.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be a fun, exciting time.
Next up, we have rumors, actually confirmed, The Last of Us Remake is in the
Hey,
works.
guys,
Yeah.
you're
Yes,
not
Ryan?
gonna ask me what I'm excited for?
Oh, Ryan, I'm sorry. What are you excited for?
hey,
Who are you excited
sorry,
to see
man.
at E3 this summer? Oh no, no, no,
the
no.
single tier.
Ryan,
Ryan,
no.
come on.
No,
Oh,
no, whatever, guys.
no.
No.
Ryan, I'm so
Nope.
sorry.
I don't play games.
Does this mean
I
our
don't know
pay's
games
docked
are.
again?
I think we're getting another pay doc.
All right.
Oh.
Well, we'll work with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, The Last of Us Remake is confirmed to be in the works, essentially to be put on the PS5 sometime soon. But this begs the question that is one of the most critically games of all time. Is it deserved to be remastered, even though it only came out like a few years ago? Because it's not just like a remaster; it's a full-on remake, which means like a graphical overhaul, possible story changes, new additions for characters or gameplay. So it's just kind of why would they bother doing this if the game is already perfect as is and hasn't aged like poorly?
I have to agree. This is kind of a big question mark for me. Because The Last of Us 2 just won Game of the Year.
Yeah,
I don't understand why the first one is getting a remake.
like
That doesn't make any sense to me.
no, like they really don't need to do it. If anything,
No.
they should be working on the new game in the series, not like the
Yeah.
old one that everyone already likes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like make a prequel from The Last of Us or another sequel from the second one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a little. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, that's all we can do. But next up, Super Seducer 1 and 2 have been rejected from being on the Nintendo Switch.
Whose idea is this? Like, who thinks of these games?
Well, a man named Richard La Ruina is the founder of the Super Seducer franchise, in which you play a game where you make choices to pick up women. He's a professional pickup artist, and his goal was to spread his wisdom to gamers, because you know us gamers are very bad at relationships.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could see where he's coming from, but it is an interesting. It's an interesting concept.
I wouldn't trust his advice. It's not to
No.
be advised. It's very entertaining, but definitely not a life lesson to live by.
No.
And it's very explicit and goofy and absurd, which is essentially why Nintendo passed on the game, because they're very family oriented. So having this game on their system just looks bad.
Yeah.
So after the first round of the quality assurance process, it's been kind of nay-nayed from the ever like being on the Switch. The recent third installment, which came out like a couple months ago, has also been banned on Steam.
Oh, even Steam wants no part of it.
Yeah, so Richard's having a hard time right now. Prayers go out to Richard.
It's
Hopefully,
the thought that counts.
exactly. Next up, this is actually very sad. Nintendo released a recent statement saying that they're going to be shifting their attention on new IPs, which means like new franchises for games, instead of reviving or revisiting old ones.
That's a shame.
That makes me really nervous because some of my favorite games of all time have been like these neglected franchises like Star Fox and Metroid and Earthbound and Punch-Out. But like if they're not going to do anything with these games anymore, then like that's a big blow for me. But like the staple franchises will still get new games in the series like Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon. They will always come out. But like it's looking a little rough for these old games. But Amanda, what are your thoughts on this? Any games that you really like or worried about getting the axe?
Well, two actually that come to mind. Pokemon Channel. It was a GameCube game. I'm gonna be honest with you. When Pokemon Cafe came out before they had their direct to announce it, I really thought it was gonna be Pokemon Channel, and I got super excited. And I know Pokemon Channel was like not popular at all, but I just loved it. I mean, all you do is literally watch TV as Pikachu. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's something that'll never happen, but especially now.
Mm-hmm.
It was my one little strand of hope, but I guess it's not gonna happen anymore. And also Duck Hunt. I don't know. That's an old game. It's super old, but my grandparents had it in their house, and we would play. nonstop when we went over. So that's I mean Duck Hunt's in Super Smash Bros. So I
Yeah.
thought maybe we could get the one
New
taste
installment.
of seriously, but I guess not.
Heck yeah. Nintendo says no, so we can't have fun.
Yeah,
But
Ryan.
I think we had a lot of fun on this show. Wouldn't you agree, Amanda?
Oh, I agree. And you know what, JJ? Let's ask Ryan. Ryan, are you worried a series will never come back now that Nintendo has announced they're only waiting for or creating new IPs?
No, I'm not worried.
Oh, well, you know what? That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo's powerful enough and smart enough that the new stuff that they're gonna make is gonna be top tier.
Mhm.
So, yeah, AJ, whew, that was a fun episode. I like that. That was fun. A lot of fun stuff to talk about, don't you think?
Yeah, we had quite a lot of content this week. But thank you for joining on this episode of New Game Plus. We appreciate the love and attention that you give us every week.
Always, yes.
We got to go play some video games. It was nice talking to you. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Guys, by the way.
Yeah?
I just want you to know. I'm still upset that you didn't ask me.
Oh, sorry, right. We'll
Ryan.
think of it
Still
next
upset.
time.
Yeah, we'll make it up to you next week.
Yeah.
We swear.
Pinky promise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't believe in picky promises. See you next week, everybody. Hope you enjoy this video.